Hello, welcome to my channel. My name's Tony. We're at Rawlicious, rawliciousyou.com. This is Jon Steans, aka Mangotarian. If you've not heard him before, definitely check out his channel, the Mangotarian, on YouTube. It's also on Facebook and Instagram. You haven't got a TikTok yet, have you? Not yet. Maybe that's the next step for
Not
you.
Yet.
So I'm going to be doing quite a lot of interviews, and I'm going to aim for once a week interviewing all these experts in detoxification, raw foods, intermittent fasting, just self-empowerment, because it's all about Rawlicious and stepping into our power. So this topic, we're going to be a little mixed and talking a bit about detox, because this is what Jon is an expert in, is a detox specialist and an hydrologist, and he can explain a little bit about himself and the detox work you do with your clients, and also hydrology as well, if you want to just briefly summarize what you do. I know you share this quite a lot.
So usually people reach out to me because they found Robert Morse a lot of the times. And I'm a trained practitioner of Robert Morse. I'm a student of his. So Robert Morse, ND, you'll have to check him out on YouTube and kind of see what he's all about. And so I had, a lot of serious health problems, and I got into detoxification to heal myself. And his protocol was very successful and helped me greatly. So people come to me most of the time, unfortunately, because they've exhausted their resources. They don't know what to do. They can't find answers. Everything's so complicated. This person says this, that person says this.
They're confused.
I've
feel
learned
depleted.
Exactly. I've learned to just simplify things, and pretty much I write protocols for people the same way that has worked for me. And once you understand the cause of all of our health problems, then there's not like 100 different protocols for certain conditions. If you address the core issue, then no matter what the condition is, it'll be addressed. And so I help people, let's shift the terrain. Let's get the body cleaned up. Let's remove a lot of the stored waste in the body so that the cells could regenerate. Pretty much the cells are being starved by certain chemistry. And there's only two sides of chemistry, acid and base. And if you predominantly put acids in the body through drink, through what you eat, and through what you breathe and what you put on your skin, and your eliminative organs aren't working properly because of these acids that we've been putting in, from childhood on till now, then waste accumulates in the cells and the tissues. We call it interstitial spaces. There's only two major fluids in the body, blood and lymph. Blood feeds the cells, the lymph cleans the cells, and there's spaces in between cells. And so if the lymph system, that's the major system, if it's not draining this waste material that we're putting in from not putting in the right chemistry, we're not eating healthy food, then it's going to compromise the tissue. And so the kidneys, that's the main eliminative channel, and your skin, through sweating, right? And then through urination, that's the main channel. The problem is that people's kidneys aren't filtering because they've compromised their lymphatic systems. And when you compromise your lymphatic system, it's all interconnected. You're going to compromise your eliminative organs. So now your skin's not going to sweat. Your bowels aren't going to drain properly, the digestive waste matter. And then your kidneys aren't going to get rid of the metabolic waste matter, which is your cellular waste. So what I do is I help specialize in helping people find the simplicity on how do I get the lymph system cleaned out. And that's through a diet of hydration. That's a diet of alkalinity, which I believe is in raw living foods, mainly in fruits. And so fruits are the cleaners, vegetables are the builders. You got to clean out with the fruits, and the fruits are going to help move the lymph system because they're very electrical. Fruits are highly magnetic in their frequency. They contain 12,000 units of energy. I don't want to really complicate this and get too scientific about it, but the more energy, the more the body can heal, the more the body can start to detoxify. So detoxification simply is cleaning out stored waste in cells. And that waste, it's an accumulation of acids, really, metals, foreign proteins,
Stuck emotions. We'll
everything.
talk about the benefits of going this way, because it's not even just about the physiologically, it's the emotions, the spiritual side. So, I mean, the benefits are there's so many.
Yeah.
And it's removing those blocks to allow us to really feel vibrant and alive.
Right.
And I think many people don't even know this next level of vibrancy.
Right. If we don't know the obstruction that creates the state of dis-ease, we call them diseases. Well, diseases don't really exist the way that they're been told to us through the medical industries and stuff like that. It's just simply dis-ease. And so what's causing that? Well, if we observe our diets, we observe our environment, we're being bombarded with acid chemistry. We're not alkalizing and hydrating. That's why people are dehydrated. They have chronic inflammation, which is just simply acid stagnation in the body.
Depressed.
And so,
anxiety.
I mean, to simplify it, where are these acids coming from? They're coming from grains, they're coming from beans, they're coming from eggs, they're coming from dairy, they're coming from animal products, they're coming from charred and barbecued foods and, processed foods full of, additives and chemicals, the genetic modification. All of this is just, it's improper information. The body doesn't recognize the information because it's not information that we would get just living and surviving in nature.
It's overbearing, it's bombarding the body, and it's about elimination. And some come to this lifestyle through inspiration and desperation. It's something I heavily talk about. If your health is compromised, Jon is such for detoxification expert. Jon's the go-to person for inspiration, even like to the point where you are. I wouldn't say I was in a desperate need, but I knew if I continued binge eating, emotional eating, then I would start having health issues or serious health issues. So if you come into this lifestyle and you're just inspired, or you just know something's just resonating, then this is what I teach. I teach weight loss, I teach binge eating, how to overcome binge eating, and just stepping into your confidence. Jon's really the expert on the health series. You've got really sick people coming to you.
Tissue regeneration, people that are told they're dying, they're not going to make it, they're bedridden, and I just simply model nature to help them heal themselves. What would we do in nature? What is our species specific diet, and how can we clean out this waste and regain our health and get the results that we're looking for and get our life back? And I found great success, utilizing Robert Morse MD's work and also learning things on my own along the way. And that is to target the lymphatic system and clean it out, and that's the root of all of our problems. I don't care what the label is. A lot of these confusing labels. They don't address the cause. And simply, I'm here to tell you that the cause is acids. That's it. You're putting acids in the body, and they're not coming out.
Yeah.
And so when you stop putting in acids, then the body can regenerate.
Yeah, remove the blocks, so that it's and we talk a lot about absorption. And if we get back down to basics, I like that, and that's why I really am interested in your work and why we click, because I'm all about simplicity. We don't need to overcomplicate it. It is back down to basics, coming back down to what nature provided us, and that's, for me, just makes sense. It's just like a no-brainer.
Yeah.
We do, if we stop overcomplicating, then it's like people question, is it healthy? Is it healthy to go raw? Well, what are you doing? Is that healthy? This is why we've got so
many.
And
usually those that are asking those questions have problems in the first place. So none of us, let's be honest here, none of us are growing up on fruit and vegetables, right?
Yeah.
We grow up right after our mother's milk, we get put on cooked foods right away.
Mm-hmm.
So we're already denaturing the food by cooking the food.
Yeah.
Because no animal in nature cooks their food, and original humans, ate almost entire fruit diets. If you look into the science, it's actually recorded by checking fossil records in Homo sapiens teeth, the very first Homo sapiens that they found. I mean, there's a lot of messy stuff in science, but it makes perfect sense because, if I could take somebody that has chronic health problems and they all go away as long as their kidneys are filtering and they're on the fruit diet, then it makes sense that all we have to do is return to the diet that nature designed for us, and all of our problems will go away. But we've created the art of cooking. We've created the art of comfort eating.
Complex. Yeah.
You know, well, it's not really an art, but that's what's creating the imbalance, and that's what's creating the disconnection. And then obviously our brain, you know, it affects our brain and how we think and how we reason. And a lot of these foods with chemicals are designed to do that, to destroy your thinking pattern and your deception.
Suppress, to numb. Yeah.
And I found that fruits are brain and nerve regenerators. They enhance brain function like you wouldn't believe. After you get through the detox process, of course.
Yeah. So what would you say is that? So let's go. We'll talk about quick benefits of really, because we've got people coming into this lifestyle very new. You know, they're not even aware of how many benefits there are. And let's talk about what they can do. Give them free. We can give them free takeaways or something. I always like to have a number just to take away for the last part of this video. So do you want to share a couple of benefits, or quite a few benefits of when they really work on this detoxification?
Yeah, your digestion, if you focus on the fruit, your digestion's going to improve, your energy's going to improve, your hydration's obviously going to improve, your recovery's going to improve, your mental clarity's going to improve, your mood is going to improve. You're going to want to just, all of a sudden, you're going to want to get out in nature. You don't want to stay inside on a fruit diet.
Yeah.
You got to go outside and explore. Get back to your youth.
Yeah, younger. You've got this newfound energy.
Spiritual benefits, emotional benefits.
Connection.
You come into your power. You regain your confidence.
You become more courageous.
You have to also understand when you go from a low vibrational diet with no energy and no magnetics, which numb you and sedate you and cause all kinds of health problems, you jump right into fruit or right into raw, which I wouldn't recommend people doing either.
Transition.
Depending on where you're at. If somebody's suffering as a detox specialist, then we don't have time to transition. But for somebody that that just wants to better their health and
feel better, look better,
transition into it.
Yeah.
And then once you get through that emotional detox, you'll understand. It's because we don't realize that food is a comfort blanket. We eat poorly because it numbs us, and it's like a drug. So when you remove foods that are drug-like, because fruits are not drug-like, they're not sedatives, they're not addictive. So you have to sit with your emotions, and when you sit with your emotions, they might all come to the surface.
All come up, and it's a bit too much for some people.
You can be.
They can't handle it because you're not being suppressed.
Right. But when you push through that phase,
it's worth it. So worth it.
It could transform my life.
And it did me.
Yeah.
Totally transformed my life.
I was so stuck in my little bubble, in my environment,
closed-minded,
and I was codependent on everybody.
Yeah.
And then when I started detoxing, I felt like I woke up in the Truman Show, that movie.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what?
You're
I'm not supposed to be with this woman. I'm not supposed to be with this. I'm not supposed to have these friends. I'm not supposed to have this job. Like, this isn't me. Like, what's going on? And I started to wake up.
But it's a bit too much for some people.
Levels.
And then you can relapse, and that's why people go back because it's too much. But I think once you've already experienced it, you have a calling to go back. So you might already be there in transition, and you're in and out. But it's a part of the journey. It's something that I've been in and out of for years. I never said I'll be fully raw.
Yeah.
Or ever just pretty much fruit. I always say no. I'll probably still have my cooked. Totally transformed this year, and
that's another thing too, is when you go on raw for a certain amount of time and then you eat cooked, you can literally feel it suppressing you down.
Yeah.
Sometimes if you go long enough, you could actually feel like slightly depressed.
Yeah, not just getting physical symptoms like I was saying. My glands have swollen because I had some cooked food the other day, and just not a huge amount, but it's really affected me physically.
Yeah.
But emotionally, and then you can start that vicious cycle as well. If you're not aware of it, you can start down the path of starting to binge eat again. I'm very aware that it didn't happen. It can spiral. I have done in the past. I was high raw for many years, but I noticed back and forth the binge eating. It was never really solved until I went fully raw.
Yeah.
So for me, the reason why I have stuck to this lifestyle, it's all really not just on how I feel, but it's the emotional connection I have now. Instead of being disconnected, I want to feel everything because I want to release. I want to release my traumas, my wounds. Things are still coming up now. Even you're experiencing some things, and it's intense at times, but so worth it because I don't want to feel like I'm stuck, or I feel like there's sometimes hopelessness. and you get back into those old thought patterns. And I know that in order to change and to rewire the programs, I need to step out and get out of my comfort zone and rewire. And I know raw foods help with that. It's a massive, and with all the other tools that I share, such as intermittent fasting and meditation, which this channel is about, those 3 areas are what I'm super passionate about, and this helps towards a reset, a transformation.
Right. I mean, energy is just consciousness. And so there's different levels of energy, there's different levels of consciousness. If you want to experience higher levels of consciousness, then you consume more energy, and you also you keep your body from being obstructed by things that rob the body of energy. So that's why that a lot of people have spiritual experiences on raw foods. It's not necessarily the raw foods, but it's just because
conscious.
It's more energy, and more energy is consciousness.
Yeah. So takeaways. I'll share a few of mine. You can share a few of yours. And pretty much the same, anyways. We have the same, but you've got some, some right nuggets you can share. But for me, is going, which you probably would share, more fruits in your diet, less processed, and hydration.
Yeah, if you start a fruit breakfast every day, over time, you'll naturally want to make better choices with your lunch and with your dinner.
You gravitate towards more. Each on your plate, you want to fill up more on the whole foods, the more high vibrational foods. So if you think everything's energy, think of those foods. So I'm always thinking, what energy am I getting? What do I want to feel like? How do I want to feel? I want to feel good, and these foods make me feel good.
But if you have a lot of health problems, it's not about what you add on, it's about what you eliminate.
Eliminate, yeah. Expert, if you've got some really health concerns, this is where Jon definitely, well, you'll be sharing this on your channel anyways as well, but
yeah, for about 6 years I've been working with people all over the world in the thousands, I've done iridology readings with my clients, and I put them on protocols, and I've got to experience things that have brought me on my knees crying because of the horror stories that I heard and how they got their life back, or how their kids got their life back. And it's just simply by educating them that just stop eating all these cooked foods that are bad for you. Stop with the medications. Stop with all the chemicals.
Yeah, what we can take out. Even watching the news.
Get outside in nature.
Get outside, yeah. Stop consuming negativity. These are all things that you can really help when we're feeding, who we're surrounding ourselves, what we're feeding our bodies, what we're consuming, food, drink, stepping away from stimulants, eliminating those, eliminating toxic people, eliminating environments that are just not healthy and in alignment with what we want to become, massively help with our stress and health, all combined together. Anything else you want to share before we?
Yeah, well, if you're that person that's watching this video and it's much more than you want to lose weight or just improve your health, but you generally feel pretty good, and you have a lot of health conditions and you're not finding help, you're not finding any solutions, and you want to do a consultation with me, I'd be more than happy to educate you and help you understand the cause to the effect, so that you know that there are solutions to heal yourself and you can get your life back. If you're bedridden watching this and you want to get your life back and you've been researching and nothing makes sense to you, hopefully this video made sense to you. Just understand that you need to be educated on the lymphatic system.
Yeah, there's a better way than these drugs, pharmaceutical.
Well, pharmaceutical drugs, all they do is suppress the body from creating an immune response. And so it's like a drug, so it numbs you temporarily, and then it causes more acids to build up into tissues over time. So you run into more problems down the road, and then they stop working.
Yeah.
So this is very dangerous, very, very dangerous.
Yeah.
And you can get off the medications too by changing your diet.
Yeah, 100%.
The way that I would recommend a fruit-based diet.
Yeah. And if you are just starting, you're just new to this lifestyle, or you just want a bit more information, I do have a free ebook, 3 steps to Rawlicious. That's in the description box below. If it's going to be on your channel, they can come over to my channel, Rawlicious You, because we're going to share it on both of our channels. Do check that out. If you want more information, I'm Rawlicious. It is Rawlicious, but on my links, it's Rawlicious You. And Jon Steans.
You can go to I have a Facebook website, Detoxification the Mangotarian Way. I have almost 2,000 articles, if not 2,000.
Lots.
On all these topics of health.
Yeah.
And like her, I'm putting together an ebook as well. It'll be very, very large.
Yeah, it'll be worth it. It's amazing.
So
I can't wait for that.
Just more information for people reading material. But
investigate more.
You could always go on my Facebook website or just my general Facebook and just print out my articles and you have a lot of information to read while you're on the beach or where you're going.
Yeah.
And that sort of thing.
We'll put all that information in the description box as well, so you can have easy access to everything. So, thank you, and thanks for listening. I hope to see you next time. Bye bye.